Bourbonbarkeep, my name's Curtis. You've tuned into a House Call Wednesday. If the throat seems a little rough, it is. It feels rough, but nonetheless, we power through, and hopefully this whiskey, since I don't know what's in front of me, burns this bacteria away, and we'll just pray for the healing. Welcome back. If you're new here, or if you just have short-term memory loss, then I apologize. But House Call Wednesday, blind battles. These are just matchups that are put into a randomizer, put them together, see what's worth actually chasing. Are some of these bottom shelfers staying on the bottom shelf, or can they compete? You may see a few more edits because I don't know how this whole contraption is going to hold up this week. So let's get to it. And I guess we'll start with Glass A because that's what we do. Why shake things up just because we're feeling a little under the weather? You know what I mean? Nice rich nose. I like it so far. We'll go a little toffee. Kind of like a nice graham cracker, maybe even like a Teddy Graham. I feel like there's like a nice honey sweetness to it. There's a little nuttiness in there. Isn't it? I think that Teddy Graham may be influencing the nuttiness, but my mind's kind of going to this nice pecan pie or pecan. I don't know if that's regional or not, but we'll go pecan because it sounds fancier. Not a big nuts on my pie guy, but guess what? Pecan pie, sometimes it hits you just right. A couple new things came out as I kind of spend a little more time with it. I don't show the whole thing because I feel like a grown man in his basement sniffing a whiskey glass for 5-7 minutes, who knows? Isn't that entertaining? So we speed this thing up. A couple of other things came out, kind of like the Teddy Graham kind of started playing into this pecan pie, if you will. I feel like maybe that toffee, you know, kind of that salty, rich caramel, I think it kind of brings it into like this peanut brittle. Did the pecan go away? I don't think so, but a little peanut brittle came out. Another one came out. Maybe it has a little age to it, but like an old book. I mean, the book, I guess, could be new. It was just left outside or just left in a basement, but I don't know. There's like a good mustiness, like a paper mustiness, but it's behind the really good notes that I feel like I just said. Let's get on the palate and see. It's pretty good. Pretty good. A lot of dark brown sugar. Ooh, nice little like pepper explosion. Ooh, that's a proof to her. That's pretty good. It's a little sharp. That pepper is really ramped up as it kind of sits on the tongue. Great finish in the chest. I'd put this probably at, I don't know, first sip, I'll guess 120. Let's see if it subsides a little bit. Really makes my mouth water. That's not that bad. That toffee kind of peanut brittle continues. Black pepper just hangs around. I could see how this, at least first sip, this would be not one that you could share with everybody, but I'm pretty intrigued by it. I do like it. Let's get on sip 2, see how it opens up, see how it develops a little bit more, go from there. Sip 2, the pepper was still there. Subside a little bit, so acclimating a bit. Finish is still really great in the chest, kind of that slow drip that you kind of see in these higher quality pours. I don't know if this is that, but it's pretty good. Has my mouth watering. I want some more of it. That toffee continued, dark brown sugar. It's very sweet, kind of front to mid palate. As it finishes, it goes into like this really nice, not earthy, like more leather, a little more tobacco coming out. But as it sits on the palate, little cherry, little peach hanging around. Definitely with pepper though. That pepper spice is real, but kind of here for it. There was one other note. This actually, for whatever reason, on the finish, like those Angostura bitters just kind of popped into my mouth a little bit. Maybe it's clove or something like that. Not that this goes into like a pre-made cocktail by any means, but it has kind of that floral bitterness, which doesn't sound good, but if you've had an old fashioned, you know that it's delightful. So if you haven't had an old fashioned, definitely do that. Maybe with this, I don't know. So far, Glass A, pretty impressed. Now, Glass B, that is kind of the point. Usually it's like a, what should you buy? Or is it worth the hunt? Or something like that type of theme. We'll see what we got here. Glass B on the nose. Maybe it's the darkness of what Glass A is bringing. This is going much fruitier. Going pink Skittles. Oh no, it's on my mind. It's like an artificial strawberry. Vanilla, honey. It's rich. Caramel's coming out. A lot more oak. Let's see. Man, that's so nutty. So nutty, going back and forth. A little more oak coming out on here though. The fruit continues to kind of pour out of this glass. You get some orange in there. Maybe I could see some graham cracker in here as well, but that sweetness is just ramped up. Maybe that butterscotch is in there as well. I like it. Let's see what we got on the palate. It's nice. Like that. Fruit continues, also kind of comes into like this grassiness, which definitely was not on the nose. Ooh, that's a spicy bugger too. That's cinnamon though. Got pepper, cinnamon. If you ever wanted, when you're out there and you're like, do these jokers on YouTube actually taste things? Yeah, sometimes. One episode I had SpaghettiOs, and I'm not proud of it, but guess what? It was there. But if some of it is, you have to kind of know what you're looking for. So if you wanted to figure out how do I break apart pepper and cinnamon because they're both spicy on my tongue, I found it. I don't know if this is why they're mapped together. I doubt it, but a lot fruitier. That grass was intense. I liked it though. That pink Skittle continued, orange continued, little grape in there. Not bad. Let's see if grass is on the forefront because these play a factor into each other. So sip 2. That's why you do sip 2. Grass, not there. There is still kind of a funk, which is kind of leading me down like a wheat path in what Glass B is bringing, but we shall see. We try and just kind of go with the experience and the tasting notes rather than the guessing. Proof-wise, I feel like guessing the proof isn't trying to show off. It's more just what's the experience like? Is it punching way above or way below? And that kind of helps figure out what you can handle. This guy, still just a fruit bomb. That pink Skittle continues, which is super exciting. I mean, if you don't like the pink Skittle, I don't know what you're doing. Orange, little apricot in there. And then as it kind of leaves the palate, there is kind of this complexity that starts to come out with this leather, toasted oak, toasted sugar. It's nice. It's pretty good ride. I think this one brings a little more complexity to the table, but I think the syrupiness of what Glass B has, both of these were actually very mouth-watering. So that oak tannin doesn't really take place, which I don't love. I understand it happens sometimes, but both of these mouth-watering, very rich adventure, very fruity, and also rich adventure. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be preference and what day of the week it is for you sometimes. So I'm gonna do a quick revisit, see if I can get my bearings, get into some scoring, a little bang for the buck scoring. And then while we do that, you just like and subscribe and we'll be back. The revisit was fun. These are two very different pours. If I was recommending to 80% of whiskey drinkers, if you will, because you don't know what they like, it's probably going to be Glass B. I think it has that sweetness. It has like this really nice kind of syrupy feel, almost even on your lips almost. It's very approachable. It still gives you a really nice hug without being overpowering cinnamon spice on the tongue, but it lets you know that there's something there. There's something to this that I really like. There was a little more orange and vanilla, kind of this like orange dreamsicle. Is that what they're still called? I hope so. To it on the finish that is really inviting, but still this toasted oak, toasted sugar, and a little leather in there that I like. It doesn't have the sweetness that I would get sick of typically when I'm rattling off pink Skittles. Now, Glass A. We're just gonna go out of order apparently. Glass A, it's extremely traditional whiskey done very well. It has all the complexity and notes that if you're describing what is whiskey, maybe bourbon, it's kind of where my mind's going at this point. When you're describing those tasty notes, that's kind of what Glass A has, and it's done really well. So you kind of almost have two sides of the coin, and these are the episodes that are very difficult because it's a lot of preference at this point. So we have our categories. There was senses category. That's just what's in the glass. I don't know price yet. I don't know age, proof, nothing. I could give guesses, and those have been wrong many times at this point. So I do ranges. But Glass A on the senses categories, it's very good. I don't know if I'm being a little stingy tonight. I'm gonna go 78. There's a different night where maybe I'm in a better mood and my throat doesn't feel like razors, that this is in the great atmosphere in that category. Right now, 78, there's something holding it back. I don't know what it is, but it's done really well, and I'm highly intrigued at what that price is. It tastes like it's $60, $65, so we'll see how that plays for bang for the buck. Glass B, there was this really nice, like I said, kind of syrupy viscosity to it, and enough complexity with, the amount of sweetness and the amount of fruit coming through that made me want more. Both made the mouth water. This one, Glass B, I'm gonna go 82. Just a touch into that great stuff. Could convince me 81. Once again, it could just be the mood. But I would find myself reaching for Glass B just a few more times than Glass A, but I hope Glass A is gettable. Let's see what the price is, and then we'll score bang for the buck, and then we'll do a bottle reveal. It's just reveal after reveal here. All right, bang for the buck, we got Glass A at $45, Glass B at $50. Those are really good pours at those prices. I remember those were like the fancy bottles. Like you were kind of rookie, I'm looking to graduate from this $20, God knows what you were pouring, into like, hey, I want this celebratory pour. That was like the $50 range, at least for me. Now it's like $75 for celebratory. Sickening. Anyways, really great. At $45 for Glass A, I said it tasted like what, 60, 65? Good for you. I don't know age, so the value could be even that much better at this point, but what's in this glass is very, very good at $45. That is 75 bang for the buck. No, there's no categories. This is just gut, it's feeling, and it means nothing, but it does factor into the score. So it means a lot. Glass B, on the other hand, at $50, I'm hyping up Glass A. That's still a great value. I think with Glass A being a little cheaper, but Glass B scoring a little better, makes it a little harder here. I would probably pay the same, that 65, 70 range for Glass B. So we'll go 71. 71. We'll see what that does to the scoring. All right. The totals are in the algorithm, and I can't wait anymore to figure out what these bottles are, even though you've been critiquing this the entire time because you've known. So enjoy that. Now, I'm going to reveal to myself over here. We got Class A Old Ezra 7 barrel strength at 114 proof and, Weller full proof, 114 proof. God, I did that so good. So painful for myself, though. So you got the same proof. What's Weller full proof age? Is it like 6? I don't know. I know it's not age stated, but there's always rumors, whispers, rumblings, if you will. So you almost have the same age, same proof, but completely different paths, which is fun. Someone in the comments will have to correct me. I feel like Old Ezra was more than $45, like not too long ago, but for 7 years, barrel strength, 114 proof, same proof. It's not that big of a deal. But 7 years at $45, that is slept on. For sure. That tastes like one step up Old Granddad. Like it has that nuttiness, but there is a smoothness and complexity to what Old Ezra is doing that not enough people are talking about. Weller full proof, I believe one. We'll see if the math checks out. So cheers to Weller full proof. It's still fantastic. This isn't like, hey, let's just crap on Weller the entire time because they're at MSRP. It's a very good pour, especially the full proof. 107 usually does well. CYPB has done extremely well at MSRP. I think what we should take away from Old Ezra 7 deserves a shot because that was actually surprisingly good. Like, subscribe, and we'll close out with that.